This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Marketing Drive. I'm Chris Daly, and this is the show where I use my commute time to talk about one actionable marketing idea. One tip, one trick, one tidbit that can help you make more money, get more customers, close more deals, just have a better life, right? Today I want to talk about role playing. And I'm not talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not talking about playing nurse or playing doctor. I'm talking about it in your business. It is such a powerful tool in your business, and actually, it's all aspects of your business. You can role play certain HR scenarios. You can role play a lot of different things, but where I think it is especially powerful is in role playing sales calls. We do it every week in our sales meetings. We'll get on Zoom and we'll start doing role playing. And here's how it's set up. One person acts as the customer or lead. The other person acts as themselves, the salesperson. And we hand the power over to that salesperson and say, okay, you tell the lead, whoever's portraying the lead, you tell them exactly who they are, what they're looking for. And we do a bunch of different things. We do podcasting, we do AI, but in the example we had just a week or so ago, the salesperson asked me to be the lead and said, okay, you are a head girls basketball coach at a high school in Milwaukee. Here's the name of the city. And it was all made up, right? It wasn't anything real. And I have DM'd you about using podcasting as a fundraiser for your athletics program. And you simply said, oh, sure, here's my number, give me a call. That's the setup, okay? So, and we make the salesperson walk through it and stick with it. Don't get out of character. Don't stop and ask questions. I mean, we go down to the, okay, you must say ring, ring. That's how we start. Ring, ring. And the other person goes, hello, or hello, this is Chris, or however they want to answer. It doesn't matter. And we try to stump them. You know, there are times when they'll say, hello, and the salesperson will say, hi, I'm Joe Smith with Fresh Media Works, and I want to talk to you about using podcasting as a fundraiser. And as the lead, I'll just go click, and they go, what is that? I don't have one. And then we break it down. Or because they're going to run into all of those things, right? And they need to know how to deal with it. They need to know how to not only deal with the heat of the moment when questions come up, but deal with it emotionally. Can you pick up the phone right after that and feel good about making that next call? Maybe it's calling that same person back. And instead, when they say hello, you go, hey, is Joe Smith there? Yeah, can I ask who's calling? Yeah, I'm Chris Daly with Fresh Media Works, and he asked me to give him a call. Okay? That is a much different response. So they will then say, yeah, here he is. And he'll come on and you'll say, hey, yeah, I emailed you or messaged you, whatever it was, about using podcasting as a fundraiser. And then we take it from there. We, again, don't break character. You stay in it. If you're asked a tough question and you're going, yeah, hold on, let me look that up. And we're recording all of these, right? We're recording every bit of this. There are times when myself, if I'm not part of that interaction, if I'm not part of that role play, if I'm just there as the manager, I will interrupt. I'll say, oh, hold on, stop. And say, hey, did you catch what you did there? Where they said, well, in fact, we have one salesperson who was saying, well, we think we're pretty good at this, and, you know, and we're just hedging. And I said, no, we don't think anything. We know. And that's not false bravado. And they said, well, what about if somebody asks, how can I guarantee it's going to make money for my school? Don't guarantee it. We can't guarantee it. But rather than bring that up and rather than dig through that, we say, well, we have several schools that have made X, Y, Z, others who have done this. So we give examples. And because I'm able to correct things right there, give them the right things to say, that helps. But that only helps if they do it repeatedly, and that's the true power of role playing. I've got people who've been in our company now for a while. They've been involved in role playing many, many, many times, and now their delivery, it's so much smoother, so much better. They're so much more informed, because what it forces the salesperson to do, it forces them to learn the material. And I'm not talking about a script. I don't want a scripted answer. I want them to talk natural, but I want them to know where to go depending on where the conversation goes. If they bring up this, here's your check points, here's your bullet points for answering those objections. Or here's another way you can turn it to make them realize something that you're not talking about. And so the only way to do that is repetition. And, when I first tell the salesperson that, they kind of roll their eyes and like, oh, great, I got to do this over and over and over. But, I give them the example. There's not a pro athlete in any sport that doesn't still practice. Yeah, they're not coming up with the perfect way to throw a spiral, but they're practicing throwing that spiral. They may not be working on the mechanics, which in our instances is or are the words that are spoken. They may not be going over that after they've been doing this 6 months, a year, 10 years, but they'll still be practicing throwing. So I say use role playing, in any aspect of business you can do it, but especially for sales. There is nothing that will improve your sales results better than role playing. Find regular ways to incorporate it, and you'll see the results. And then get back to me, because I love hearing these stories. I love it. I absolutely love role playing. And hey, if you're not associated with my company, but you just want practice role playing, hey, reach out to me. We do that all the time. We help people in their own business go through their role playing. There's no charge for that. It's great practice for our staff. So we're happy to do that. Role playing is gold when it comes to sales. All right. Until next time. Get out there, do some role playing, and keep it real.
You've been listening to The Marketing Drive with Chris Daly. To learn more about how Chris can help your company get more customers, call 713-269-4620 or visit us on the web at freshmediaworks.com.